Well, Nick, let's talk about the other team that you used to cover. In fact, you covered them for so long. People think you're from Chicago, even though you're actually from Orlando. Their Bulls are on a 5-game losing streak. They're actually 0-3 since acquiring the guy who is also last played in Orlando, All-Star Nikola Vucevic, just before the trade deadline. Now, Zach, they're currently in 10th place, which puts them into that play-in scenario, but that's not why they made those trades. How good can the Bulls be before this season ends?
Well, in fairness, Zach LaVine, my fellow Zach, did not play in last night's loss. But I like that trade a little less for Chicago than most people seem to. But I'll say this. I think people are focusing short term. I think a big part of the reason the Bulls made that trade was for the summer of 2022, 2023, when they're loaded with cap space and they could say, hey, we don't just have Zach LaVine here, assuming they extend him or re-sign him. We have two real guys here. Now, are they all NBA level superstars? Maybe not. Maybe Zach LaVine will grow into that kind of player. Nick Vucevic is awesome. They can make a case in those summers. Hey, we're Chicago. We're a big market. Have we nailed the big fish in free agency? No, but we did get Pau Gasol. We had a meeting with Carmelo Anthony. We're sitting there as a sleeping giant in free agency. And we have these two guys who might be fun for you to play with. So I think that was a big part of this trade. It wasn't just about this season and the rest of the season, but yeah, they need to start winning now because they didn't make this trade to miss the playoffs this year. They really want to get in this year, at least to the play-in.
Yeah, I was talking to a source on the Bulls earlier this afternoon, and he told me that he believes when they need to start to worry is when they get healthy again. He mentioned to me that Zach LaVine was trying to play through that ankle injury, but he just wasn't playing quite right. We also had Garrett Temple out last night. Kobe White was dealing with some neck stuff. And so when they get healthy and then they get through this next tough stretch in their schedule where they're playing against Utah, where they're playing against Brooklyn, if they're still losing after all of those factors, that's when they're going to say, oh no, okay, now we really need to worry. They obviously do not have a lot of time in the rest of the season going forward here, but the growing pains that they're experiencing right now, I was told they're chalking that up to they used to play fast and they used to play with a lot of pace, and now they're dealing with trying to integrate 4 big guys on the court at the same time, and that's the challenge that they're trying to overcome, but they know they don't have a lot of time to do that.
Rakes, they're building up what they just tore down. They could have just kept Jimmy Butler, and he wanted to recruit, and he wanted to stay in Chicago. And I hear everybody saying, oh, but that was Garden Pax, and this is Karnisovas and Eversley. Did they not change owners? Are the ownership, Jerry, Michael, they're still there, right? I mean, this is at a ceiling right now. This is a try-hard team again. The reason they traded Jimmy was because they didn't think he could be the face, and they didn't want to go to the first or second round and get bounced. When you watch this team, as much as Zach LaVine has improved, Zach hit it. There are different levels of all-stars. Zach LaVine at $20 million, he's outworked that contract. More power to him. Zach LaVine on a max deal for $200 million, that's a completely different conversation. And I like Vucevic, but this is your team. You traded away all your picks, and if you really wanted to win a title, I am really nervous for all my friends back in that organization because this roster screams try hard, succeed.
Well, Nick, you and I talked about this when they made the Butler trade. Gee, we're trading away Jimmy Butler for young assets and picks in the hope that 4 or 5 years from now we can maybe get a player that develops into Jimmy Butler. And yes, as you're right, the level that they set that wasn't acceptable then is the level they are just trying to get back to now. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.